The Story of Wang Mian. Adapting. Wuzhu Guang. Painting. Dong Tian Yi. Publishing. People's Fine Arts Press. This story is from the scholars,儒林外史. By Jingzi. Wang Mian was born in a small village in Zhejiang province. His parents were both farmers, and they were very poor. When he was 6 years old, he helped his parents herding their cows every day by the lake in front of their house. One day, Wang Mian passed a homeschool when he was herding. Through the window, he saw some kids were reading. He tied his cow to a big willow tree by the lake and ran to the school window. He liked the sound of reading so much. He was so fascinated in the reading sound that he even forgot his cow. When he went to the lake bank at dusk, his cow disappeared. Wang Mian went home without his cow. His dad was so angry and beat him up. Wang Mian loved reading very much. Although he was beaten, he still could not help going to school to listen to the reading. When he was 7 years old, his dad passed away. His mom loved him and sent him to the homeschool as Wang Mian wished. Wang Mian studied very hard. Since his family was poor and could not afford the lamp oil, he went to the nearby temple every night, sat on the knee of the big Buddha statue, and read in the everlasting light in front of the Buddha. 3 years passed. Then one day, Mom said to Wang Mian, "It's a bad year. Everything is expensive. Now I cannot afford your schooling. You have to help herding cows for our neighbor to earn some money and support yourself." Being grown up, Wang Mian was sensible enough, and he agreed. The next day, his mom sent him to Mr. Qin's house next door. Mr. Qin was very happy. Before leaving, Mom said to Wang Mian with tears in her eyes, "You should behave well, not to let others say you are not good. Go for herding cows early and return late. Be sure not to disappoint me, please." Since then, Wang Mian began to herb cows for Qin's. Every day he came back home late at dusk. Sometimes when Mr. Qin cooked him pickled fish or bacon, he wrapped some with lotus leaves and went home to honor his mom. A few years passed. On a hot day at dusk, Wang Mian felt tired when herding, and he sat down on the grass for a rest. After a heavy rain, he saw a beautiful view in front of his eyes. The black cloud bordered with white gradually disappeared, and the sun shone out, making the lake water all red. On the mountains by the lake, trees seemed to be washed by the rain, some blue, some purple, and some green. They looked so amazing. Lotus flowers were so beautiful on the water surface, with droplets shining on the buds and rolling on the lotus leaves. While enjoying the stunning view, Wang Mian thought to himself, "It's a pity we don't have a painter here. It will be so interesting to draw a few lotus flowers." And then an idea came to his mind: there's nothing that cannot be learned. Why not learn and draw lotuses by myself? Since then, Wang Mian decided to learn to draw lotus flowers. He saved some money and bought some pigments, rough and lead powder, etc. He started sitting there in front of the lake, drawing lotuses every day. For 3 months, Wang Mian kept working hard on painting. He could finally draw beautiful lotuses. Vivid, lifelike, just like flowers growing in the lake, or those picked up and pasted on the paper. His cattle herd's friends liked his drawings so much. From time to time, they asked for 1 or 2 drawings from Wang Mian and happily took them home. Soon, it was spread in local area that Wang Mian was a painter, well known for his flowers and plants paintings. People all came to buy his paintings. Gradually, Wang Mian did not worry about food and clothing. When he reached 17 or 18 years old, he left Qin's house. He began to make his living by painting, supporting his mom meanwhile. One day, the magistrate of his local county, Shurine, sent a county service official, Dimi Ban, to come to buy paintings. Wang Mian had always looked down upon those officials who only wanted official positions with no real knowledge. Since Dimi Ban was a relative of Mr. Qin, he had to sell one of his paintings to him just because of Qin's affection. Magistrate Shi got the painting and gave it as a greeting gift to Wei Su, a Hanlin bachelor from the capital. Wei Su liked the painting so much that he could not take his eyes away off it. Wei Su asked whether it was painted by the ancient or by the present. Magistrate Shi dared not hide it and said, "It was painted by Wang Mian, a young village man. I guess he has just started learning and could not paint very well." But Wei Su thought highly of Wang Mian's paintings and he wanted to see Wang Mian himself. Then Magistrate Shi said, "Not a problem. He cannot refuse if I want him out." He sent someone right away to call Dimi Ban. Dimi Ban came to see Wang Mian with the invitation letter from the magistrate. However, Wang Mian refused him. He said that he himself was only a farmer and dared not see high officials. Dimi Ban immediately turned angry and said, "Who dare to refuse our magistrate? Can't the head of a county call a common people?" Mr. Qin was afraid that things would be getting worse. He asked Wang Mian's mom to weigh out 3 yuan and 2 taels of silver and gave him as his travel fee. Then Di unwillingly gave up. Since Dimi Ban accepted the money, he had to report to Magistrate Shi that Wang Mian was sick and he could not come. Then Magistrate Shi thought, how could he be sick? He must be afraid to come to see officials. It's better that I go myself to see him so that Wei Su would praise me for being diligent and respecting the virtuous. The next morning, Magistrate Shi came to the county, with some yamen runners carrying him on the sedan chair and ringing the gongs. When they reached Wang Mian's house, they found the door was closed. Dimi Ban went up to knock at the door. After a while, Wang Mian's mom came out and said, "He's not home. He took our cow out in the morning and has not come back yet." Magistrate Shi's sedan chair went to the back of the thatched house. They saw a shepherd boy from far away riding on a buffalo, coming towards them. Dimi Ban went up to him and asked, "Did you see your neighbor Wang Mian?" The boy said, he went for a drink to his relative's house 20 miles away at Wangjiaji. Magistrate Shi got angry when he heard what Dimi Ban reported to him. He then ordered his men to go back. Then Wang Mian came back. In fact, he did not travel far. Mr. Qin complained to him, "You are a bit stubborn. He is the head of the county. How can you neglect him like that?" Wang Mian said, "Magistrate Shi is used to bullying our common people, relying on the power of Wei Su. Why should I associate with him? I'm just afraid he will speak ill of me in front of Wei Su when he goes back. Then being angry out of embarrassment, Wei Su will come to bother me." So Wang Lian wanted to hide somewhere else for a while. His mom also said, "I'm good, you can feel free to leave. You did not commit any crime. Are they going to come to arrest me?" Mr. Qin also agreed to let Wang Mian leave. Early next morning, Wang Mian got up, put on his hemp shoes, took his luggage and said goodbye to his mom with tears. Mr. Qin saw him off at the village entrance. Wang Mian walked on his way for many days, and finally he came to Jinan in Shandong province. Wang Mian soon ran out of money. He had to rent a small house and then started making his life by selling paintings. Years later, Wang Mian heard the news that Wei Su went back to the capital and Magistrate Shi was transferred from his post to other places. Wang Mian finally went back to his home village.